All right, let's talk about something real. How do you take that life you're always dreaming about, the one playing in your head, and actually make it happen? Well, we're going to break down a framework for exactly that, and it really comes down to three things: a sense of urgency, a belief that you just can't shake, and all that hard work you put in when no one's around to give you a pat on the back. Just let that sink in for a second. You have two lives. The second one begins when you realize you only have one. Man, that hits hard, right? It's not just some nice poetic line. It's a wake-up call. That moment, you truly get that the clock is ticking, that this isn't a dress rehearsal. That's when things really start to change. It's the spark that lights the whole fire. So let's dive into that first part, right? The awakening. This is the absolute first step. And honestly, it's the most important one. It's that punch-in-the-gut realization that your time here is limited. And look, that's not supposed to be depressing or scary. It's supposed to be the opposite. It's the ultimate rocket fuel for change. And here's the thing. The only reason you're not living the life you want is because you keep pouring your energy into the life you don't want. See, doing nothing isn't passive. It's a choice. Every single day you stick to the same old habits, you are actively choosing your current reality over the one you say you want. Just remember that. What you're not changing, you're choosing. Period. So, it all comes down to a choice. And it's a choice between two kinds of pain. On one hand, you've got the pain of growth. Yeah, it's tough. It's effort, it's uncertainty, it's sacrifice, it hurts in the short term. But on the other hand, you've got the pain of staying the same. And let me tell you, that's a different kind of hurt. It's the slow burn of regret, bitterness, and just watching your potential dry up. Both are gonna hurt. The real question is, which one are you gonna choose? And really, at the end of the day, it's as simple as this. Nothing is going to change unless you change what you're doing. You can't keep doing the same things day in and day out and expect a different life to magically appear. It just doesn't work that way. If you want something new, you have to be the new variable in the equation. Okay, that brings us to the next stage, forging your inner world. Because here's the deal. Before you can change anything out there in the real world, you've got to win the war that's happening inside your own head. This whole section is about building a mindset that is absolutely bulletproof. A belief system that can handle any doubt that comes its way, especially the doubts you throw at yourself. And this is non-negotiable. It's the starting line. Before anyone else in the entire world believes in what you're doing, you have to believe it. Your vision, your dream, it has zero reality for other people until it is 100% real for you. You have to be able to see it, to feel it, to know in your bones that it's possible long before you have a single piece of proof to show for it. And that leads us to this idea of manifestation. Now, before you tune out, let's be clear. This isn't about magic wands or wishing on a star. It's a mental discipline. It's the process of creating a reality in your mind before it exists in the world. You're essentially drawing the blueprint in your head so clearly that your actions have no choice but to start building it. It's true. You really do become what you think about most. So, okay, how do you actually do this? It's simpler than you think. There are three basic steps. 1, visualize it. I mean, really see it. See yourself already living that life. 2, write it down. But here's the key. Write it in the present tense, like it's your reality right now. And 3, read it. Every single day. You read it so often that your brain has no choice but to start believing it's true. That repetition is what turns a what if into a when. This quote is so good because it goes against everything we're taught. From the time we're kids, we hear, oh, be realistic. But what does that even mean? Usually, it's just code for play it safe or dream smaller. But why would you be realistic? Realism is the most crowded path there is, and it leads straight to mediocrity. If you're trying to do something new, something big, realism is your enemy. The goal isn't to be realistic. The goal is to make your unrealistic vision the new reality. Okay, so you've had the awakening. You've started forging that inner belief. Now for the third crucial piece, the power of silence. This is all about the execution. It's about doing the work when no one's watching, far away from all the noise and the constant need for likes and approval. This right here is the silent forge. It's where the real transformation happens. And think about the difference in focus here. You look around and so many people are just screaming for attention, chasing claps and likes online. But your focus, it's completely different. You're chasing something real. You're not trying to look like something. You're trying to become something. And that kind of mission, that kind of work, it doesn't need an audience. It thrives in the quiet. Because here's the truth. They only ever see the surface. They see the results, the success, the confidence. They have no idea what it took to get there. They're seeing the highlight reel, not the behind-the-scenes grind. But this is what's happening underneath. This is the real story. It's the 5 a.m. alarms when your body is screaming no. It's the parties you miss. It's the reps in the gym that burn so bad you want to quit. It's the failures that nobody ever sees, the ones that you have to learn from in private. It's the nights you might have even cried from frustration, but you got up and kept going anyway. That's the price. That's the forge. And you know what comes out of all that silent work? True strength. Think about it. The most feared person in the room is never the loudest one. It's the quiet one in the corner who doesn't need to speak. Their confidence isn't loud or flashy. It's just a presence. It's an energy. They don't have to say a word because their work, their discipline, it's already said everything that needs to be said. And that brings us to the grand finale, the last act. Let the results roar. This is the moment of the unveiling. It's when that inner world you built and all that silent work you put in finally crash into the real world as undeniable, tangible results, the kind of results that do all the talking for you. And what an incredible moment that is. Your silence becomes this powerful presence. All that work you did in the dark, it doesn't just show up quietly. No way. It becomes a thunderclap that nobody saw coming. And why didn't they see it coming? Because they weren't there with you in the forge, in the middle of the storm. They just get hit by the lightning. So what about all the doubters, the people who said you couldn't do it? Well, success is the most brutal and the most elegant kind of revenge because it doesn't yell, it doesn't get into arguments on social media, it doesn't fight, it just exists. It's a fact, and there's no comeback for that. And at the end of it all, that's the whole point. You won't need to say a single word. You won't have to post about your journey or justify why you missed that party. Your life itself will say everything for you. The person you've become, the things you've built, that's the statement. That's the proof. So, we're back to where we started. Your second life has already begun. The moment you realized you only get one shot, it kicked off. So the only real question left is the one right here. The forge is waiting. What will you build in the silence?